Roughly a year ago, I was learning how to drive. Now, I started in a Ford F-150. That was an automatic. A few months later, we got ourselves a Mustang GT. My dad got that in stick. He wanted me to know how to drive it, so he taught me how to drive stick. As soon as I learned how to drive stick, I fell in love. I wanted to drive that car every day, but he wouldn't let me. So, yeah. But today, I'm here to persuade you why you should drive stick rather than to drive automatic. Now, before I begin, I understand that some people might not be able to drive automatic not be able to drive stick because of some health reasons, and others might not be able to drive because they don't want to deal with all the complications of driving stick. Now, today I'm only here to persuade you on why you should drive stick rather than driving automatic. If you change your mind, that's good. If you don't, oh well, it's your life. Now, driving stick is a need because all around the world, such as Europe, if you ever want to travel to Europe, every car there is stick. Not every car, that's a lie. Most cars are stick. They charge you more for an automatic because automatics are just more expensive. But it is a more enjoyable experience to drive stick. Now, I drive stick every single day since April. I used to drive the automatic truck, but I purchased my car in April and I drive stick every single day and I enjoy every moment of it. Now, today I'm going to be explaining to you why driving stick is a necessity and why is it a better experience than driving an automatic. You see, that brings me to my first case, Europe. I traveled to Europe back in 2014 and last year, 2019. In both cases, they only drive stick. The only car that I saw that was automatic was my grandmother's because she felt that, like I said before, she felt that she couldn't drive stick because she is old. She is, I think, 79, I believe, and we live on the Portugal islands of Azores, and on the Azores there's big hills, which is a downfall for sticks because if you don't know how to drive them, you can fall back. But if you're a skilled driver and you know how to drive stick, that shouldn't be a problem. But for her, she's a bit old and she can't drive it. But there's no automatics in Europe for the most part. Unless you travel there, rent a car, and you pay more. Say you pay $200 for an automatic, but you can pay like $100 a day for a stick. See? They save you a lot of money. But that is the case. So when you travel, you pay more for an automatic rather than a stick because of the components that are within the transmission, such as torque converters and all that. But yes. Now, like I said before, I drive stick every single day since April 20th. When I purchased my car, I fell in love with how it drove and what stick is. When driving my car, I feel a lot more connected to my car. When I'm going through the gears from first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, I feel like I'm one with the car. Now, that's a typical car guy thing to say. Now, that brings me to another point. If you're a car guy and you're not driving stick, I have no idea what you're doing. All right, I'm sorry. But for the most part, unless you're driving a really nice McLaren P1 that has to be automatic, I don't know what you're doing. You kind of want stick. Stick is the better thing to drive. Now, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it. Anyways, like I said before, you feel more connected when you're driving stick because you can go between the gears and it just has this sensation that I can't explain unless you get behind the wheel of a stick and properly know how to drive it. Now, like that being said, you can get more out of it, such as an automatic car, it changes your gear at a certain RPM, such as 3,000 RPM. If it changes your gear at 3,000 RPM, you're not getting the full power of your car. Say your little Honda Civic can go 0 to 60 in, 8 seconds if it has automatic, but say you can do it in, 6 seconds if you put it in manual mode and you change your RPM when you want. Now, if you want more bang to your buck, you want a stick because it can go faster. Theoretically, it can go faster. If you put two cars next to each other and put an automatic next to a skilled stick driver, the stick driver will beat him only because the changes in the gear. He will allow that RPM to rise, which gives it more power and torque in order to beat the automatic. See, that's a tip I use when completely, driving safely on the road. Anyways, like I said before, you feel connected to your car. You feel that you get more oomph out of your car when you're driving stick. But to wrap things up, I believe that stick is a necessity. Stick is a necessity to know because of other places in the world. You never know when you're going to get in a situation where your friend drives a stick, like me. Say I get in a situation and my friends can't drive my car. I drive them somewhere and I get in a situation where I can't. I break my leg or something. They can't drive my car out because they don't know how. But if they knew how to drive my car, which is knowing how to drive stick, they will be able to drive my way out to a hospital if I need to. So I say stick is a necessity and it is a great skill to know. I stand by that. I'm going to teach my kids how to drive stick, and it's a great skill to know. And in my opinion, it is more fun to drive than driving an automatic. Automatic is simpler, but a stick is more fun. So today my call to action is, I'm not telling you to buy a car that's stick. I'm not even telling you to go, I'm not telling you to buy it. Yeah, I'm not telling you how to drive a car. I'm sorry. Let me start over. I'm not telling you to go buy a car right now that's stick. I'm telling you to go ask a friend, a family member, if you can go ask to learn how to drive stick in the car, if they have a stick. And if so, put your car in manual mode, with the little paddle shifters, and learn how to drive that way. That's not bad either. But like I said before, I personally believe that stick is the better way of driving unless it comes to traffic. Now, traffic is the only issue that I've ever had with stick, but beside that, I enjoy stick every single day of my life, and I just feel more connected to my car, and it has a better way of driving. Now, thank you for listening to me. I hope you go and drive a stick someday.